Hello everyone, it's me. It is 6 days postpartum. Here's little Jakey. I'm gonna make another video that's just like postpartum on me and then like about him. But this is gonna be my labor and delivery video. So I started having contractions like I don't know, I want to say late the 15th, and then I went to sleep and then I woke up like at 12 and I got up and I kind of felt like, maybe my water was leaking, but I don't know, I went to the bathroom and I just couldn't really tell if like it was pee or if it was like my water leaking, but I continued to have like a little bit of like discharge or water or whatever it was, and I was having contractions too, and they were pretty powerful. Well, not really powerful, but I guess stronger than ones that I had before, but I didn't really want to get like too excited and think that it was the real thing because I did before and then I got all let down. So I was just timing them, and then they started to get like more intense, but not really like too much where I thought that it was anything, but I still thought that maybe my water was leaking. So John convinced me to go to the hospital, like just to get checked, because I mean, it's not gonna do any harm, like if they check me and send us home. So we decided to go, and they checked me, and I was 1 centimeter dilated. So they were just watching me on the monitors, or if that's what you call it. They were just watching my contractions and listening to his heartbeat. And we stayed there for like 2 hours, and they sent us home saying that it was like early labor. So we just came home, and then we were just kind of hanging out for a while to see if things would speed up. And then like at about well, we left the hospital at 4 o'clock, and then at 4:45 my contractions started to be like every 10 minutes, and like I started getting really bad back pain. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is really it. It's not going to slow down or stop or anything. So, yeah. And then I started, I was having like a lot of, this is really gross, a lot of discharge, and it was really slimy. And I thought that I had lost my mucus plug, like, I don't remember when it was, but like a few days before, like 2 or 3 days before. But I don't know, I was still having like kind of like what it was when I thought I lost my mucus plug, but it was a lot more like liquidy or something. It was disgusting. Anyways, so I was having that like a lot, and that's probably what I thought that was my water leaking earlier, but it wasn't. And then at like 7:30, so like 3 hours later, my contractions started to be like 7 minutes apart, and they lasted like, I mean, it was going on like that for like hours and hours and hours, and they weren't picking up. So I went to bed, and then I woke up like at 9:40 in the morning, and the contractions were like really bad. It's where I started like having to like, I don't know, like breathe through them, and I don't know, I would hunch over like every time I get a contraction because it hurt so bad in my back, and I couldn't sleep at all. It was terrible, and I was like moaning and groaning, and I was keeping up John, so I had to go to a different room to try to get some sleep, but it was just terrible. So I was just walking around to try to get them to speed up. And then at like 11, they were about like 8 minutes apart. I mean, it was kind of like they ranged from like 7 to 10 minutes apart, but they weren't really like 7 minutes, 7 minutes, 7 minutes. So they were still pretty close, like at 11. And then at let's see, 7:25 in the nighttime, I started getting contractions that were like 5 minutes apart, and it was like lasting for like 45 minutes, and I just it was really uncomfortable. So I woke up John, and I was like, this is it. They're 5 minutes apart. We need to go to the hospital. So at 8:20, we checked into the hospital, and they had hooked me up to the monitors again to see if like I was really actually in labor. And they checked me, and I was 3 centimeters and 60% effaced and -1 station. So they decided to admit me to labor and delivery, and we were gonna have our baby that day. Um, So I don't know. Yeah, I continued to have like contractions like 5 minutes apart until, well, I guess I'll just say that they're 5 minutes apart still. I didn't write down good notes. At 10:25, I got bloody show, which was gross. And then at 10:30, they checked me, and I was 4 centimeters. So that's, what is that, 8, 9, 10, 2 hours, and I've got 2 hours from 3 centimeters to 4 centimeters. And then at 9 minutes later, they checked me again, and I was 5 centimeters. And they said the bag was bulging, so I guess maybe it was like sticking out or something. And then, I don't know, after that, I tried to tried to deal with the pain. So I got in the bath, and it just wasn't helping at all. It was terrible. So John wanted me to try to go for a walk to try to, I don't know, get things going, and I don't know. I knew that it was just going to make the contractions worse, so I called the nurse in, and I was like, can you check me, because I want to know how long it's going to be, because I think I want an epidural. So that was when she checked me, and I was 5 centimeters, and I decided to get the epidural, so that she had to do an IV, and I got the IV at 11:05, and it took her probably like a half an hour to get the IV in. It was horrible. Well, maybe it probably wasn't half an hour, but it seemed like it when I was having all those contractions. But she poked me probably like 4 times. Wait, maybe not that many times, but a bunch of times. And then she had to go get someone else to try to do it, and then she couldn't do it until like a couple tries too. So they finally, I don't know, I'll just say before they actually got it, I started freaking out because it was taking so long, and I thought that I was going to get too far along, and they weren't going to let me be able to get the epidural, and I didn't know if they were going to make me go through like a whole bag of fluids before they would start the epidural. So I was freaking out. And this whole time, I think it probably started like when I was 5 centimeters, I started shaking so bad, and I couldn't stop it. I don't know what it was. Hormones, I guess, but I couldn't stop shaking. And then at 11:40, they had the anesthesiologist come in and try to start my epidural. And yet again, it didn't work out very well. He put the numbing stuff in my back, and oh my gosh, it wasn't too painful, but it made me jump. It was not as bad as I thought it would be, but it was still pretty uncomfortable. And then he had to stick the actual like needle in, and that took forever. He was like digging around in there to try to get it in the right place, and it was the most uncomfortable thing that I had ever had done, because when he was moving it around and stuff, it would make like these jolts go down my right leg. So yeah, it wasn't the best experience. I don't know for that, but anyways, we got the epidural started, and oh my gosh, it was amazing. I actually like couldn't feel my contractions like at all. John was looking at the monitors, and he was like, oh my gosh, like holding my hand, and then he was like, wait, you don't feel that? And I was like, feel what? And he was like, you're having a contraction right now, like a really bad one. And so I didn't feel any of my contractions. Then at 12:13 a.m. on the 17th, I was 6 centimeters, and then they decided to break my waters, and I'm going to stop this and make it part 2. Okay.